What's up, my dudes? My name is Papa Giorgio, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about a really cool idea that I had for the MX Simulator Monster Energy Cup races. So, I'm not really sure what they've done in their past races as far as like how organized it's been. I've never actually participated in any of them before, but I'm pretty for sure that they've never had anything like this idea that I've had here. So I've had this idea forever, and it's kind of one of those things like, why not do it? It'd just be so cool. So what it is basically having a $1,000 prize if you can win all three of the main events. And I know that's going to sound crazy at first. It's going to sound like, oh yeah, sure, Spence, where are you going to get $1,000 from? But what you got to understand about me is, see, I care more about the community of MX Simulator and the pushing forward of the entire motocross simulator genre and trying to make the professional racing better and all of that stuff. I care so much about that I would sacrifice my own pro racing career at any point in time in this game to try to push things forward. That means everything to me. The actual community of this game and the future of it, I mean, that means more than my skill at the game and how good I've gotten at the game and all that stuff, because I would give it up in a heartbeat to just push the genre forward, push the game forward, because that's how much it means to me. So, personally, I would donate money to that if they was trying to make like $1,000 grand prize for winning all three races. I would donate money to that just simply because I want to see the actual motocross simulator world grow and become bigger and become more like real life racing in every sort of way. And all you'd have to do is get like 10 people to donate $100, and you could make it to where it's like, if somebody didn't win all three main events, then let's just say the overall prize winning is like $100 or whatever, if they didn't win all three main events. And then you could just simply give all those people that donated the money, give them all 90 of their dollars back, and that would be the $100 right there for that overall winner. And I would do that. It's like, put in $100 and there's a really low chance that somebody's going to win all three of the races and actually win the 1,000. So it'd be kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, I could see where more people would be willing to like donate $100 if they were only actually going to be spending the $100 if somebody won all three main events. So that would be kind of a cool way to do it, where instead of being like just straight up asking everybody for $100, it's like, hey man, there's a low chance of somebody getting lucky enough to win all three races because they're so short amount of laps. And it would be just like the real life Monster Energy Cup. And the way that I came up with $1,000 is basically if you win the Supercross Championship in this game, then you end up like one of the biggest prizes is a helmet that's like a custom helmet. It's like $800 or something like that, $900. And in real life Supercross, for winning a Supercross Championship, I don't know how much it is now. It's probably multiple millions of dollars, but I'm sure it was probably like $1 million back in 2010, 2011, just for winning the championship. I'm not talking about sponsorship deals and every single race win amount and all that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about strictly, they write you a check, $1 million for winning the championship. It may even be more than that back in 2011. I know it's probably more than that now. It's probably like 5 million. I could be overshooting that a little bit, but it's probably like 3 or 4 million, something like that, for winning the Supercross title. And what they did was make it to where you could win $1 million in one race. So it's like almost you could be winning the same amount of money that would take you winning an entire Supercross championship, getting it in one night of racing. So that's kind of where I came up with $1,000 for MX Simulator. You kind of would get like $1,000 prize, at least close to that price range for winning the Supercross Championship, so you can make the Monster Energy Cup grand prize like $1,000. And I think that would just be cool. It would make it like an actual event every year and become more of a real thing instead of just kind of like a mess around sort of race. So yeah, it's just a cool idea I've had. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people's probably had this idea, just couldn't really put it together. And it does become a bit of a problem in a sense where when you make that much money on the line, then it's like, well, if this guy hates that guy, then he's going to blow him off the track, to make it to where he's not going to win the $1,000. So it makes it a little more difficult with MX Simulator. And this is one aspect of MX Simulator that really, I don't know, it really bothers me in a sense. So basically, the problem is there's no real physical pain to like riding like an idiot on MX Simulator. There's no pain if you go punch somebody. There's no actual physical like deterrent to doing that. So basically, people are just going to hit people for no apparent reason. The only detriment is your actual race. And if you try to take somebody out, it could kill your race. But could you imagine in real life if there was no sort of pain whatsoever possibility of actually punting somebody or crashing into somebody? People would be doing it in every single corner. That's the one thing that kind of calms people down a little bit on the racetrack is they don't want to crash and break every bone in their body. So it makes everybody ride a lot different, but you don't have that with a video game. So that's the one aspect that makes it a little bit like I just don't know how you could do it, because you get one idiot in there that would just want to take everybody out or whatever, try to make it to where nobody could win the 1,000 or whatever the case may be, and there would really be no sort of detriment to that. So that's kind of the one problem that you'd run into with that, and I've thought about that. It just sucks that people think like that. They think about like trying to target somebody else in a race and take somebody else out. It's one thing to be racing and you run into somebody, it's like, okay, but to straight target somebody and take them out for just like stupid reasons, I don't know. I've never understood that aspect of it. It's not good like for racing in any kind of way. But either way, I don't know, you could still do it and make it to where it's like the top 22 riders in the Supercross season at the end of the season, and I actually got 11th in the last Supercross 450 championship after missing like more than half of the main events, but if I donated any money to it or whatever, I wouldn't participate in the actual race at all. Somebody else could take my place or whatever. I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to be like somebody that's contributing to it and then racing in it. I would never do something like that. So, but either way, man, I still think it's a cool idea. It's possible in the future there would just have to be some very strict like watching over the race and people doing something stupid. I don't know how they would do that, make it to where like it's RF, they could possibly ban them for the next Supercross season or the next whatever. That's about the only way you could do it, but still a cool idea nonetheless. So either way, I appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.